Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another video. Today we're talking about Daryl Dixon Season 3, as we got another teaser a couple of days ago. I meant to get this going, but just, adult things came up and just couldn't get around to it. But they gave us another little teaser for the third season, which is coming this fall. And, I don't mince words when it comes to Daryl Dixon. It's not been one of my favorite Walking Dead spinoffs. It's been very kind of disappointing as far as story and just where they're going with it. And this season doesn't really seem any different, considering everything they built up in France. And then at the end of the second season, they just kind of killed everyone or they disappeared and just, did away with the France storyline in the worst possible way, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people kind of feel the same. But then disregarding everything that happened in France, killing off characters that we really liked just to run off to Spain. And it seems like they're just going to take it and just run all over the place with different new characters that will probably, some of them we might like, some of them we might hate, but then ultimately just kill them all off too, while working up to whatever they're doing with the rumors that they're going to just do a fourth season of this and do a third and fourth season of Dead City and then kind of culminate it and bring it all together and all that. But of course, nothing confirms. But I want to talk about this teaser and just talk about Daryl Dixon as it is due out this fall. We don't have an exact premiere date yet. We haven't gotten a lot of footage, but we have gotten a handful of teasers as far as this is concerned because they filmed seasons 2 and 3 back to back, and I believe they're going to be filming season 4 very shortly, honestly, along with Dead City, also rumored to be filming season 3 and 4 back to back because it looks like they're rushing to get these done because they might have plans for other things. We can only hope that the plan is to get the reunions, get everybody back together, and just give these characters a proper goodbye that they didn't get at the end of the original series. But enough of that rambling and ranting out of the way. We're going to jump into this trailer. But it opens up, it's just Daryl Dixon wandering across the desert by himself. So clearly something has happened because it shows him and Carol in different scenes or different areas and it shows them actually together, but it seems like they're apart in this instance. Where we have Daryl wandering through the desert, he passes a couple of skeletons on the ground, and then we just have this full frontal shot of him where he talks about how he was very young when this all started. Very young is probably stretching it a little bit. He's probably late 30s, early 40s. I mean, that kind of hurts me a little bit because I'm 39, but to say he was very young, I would say that you would have to be probably in your 20s, somewhere around there, to be considered very young when this all started. Yes, it's been 15, 16 years or so since the beginning of it all, but he said he was very young and just things are so different now and, things like that. But moving on to the next frame, see, this is where I'm getting at, where they seem to be just hopping all over the place because we know that part of this season, maybe it's the first episode, maybe it's the first couple, but it's supposed to take place in England, where we see this is London clearly with the drawbridge there, and just the one thing that I have enjoyed about the spinoffs though is that we're getting a lot more scenery, a lot more visuals, considering that the original series ran mostly in kind of BFE wilderness of Georgia, where they filmed all that, taking the place of Washington D.C. and things like that. We didn't get a lot of the urban setting. We just kind of got just the Alexandria setting. We got the Commonwealth and just kind of all the back roads that they filmed on and everything there. Because to be fair though, Sonoy, where they did all their filming, is surrounded by a lot of back roads. If the interstate, I want to say, is probably 20 minutes or more from Sonoy. The couple of times that I've been there, I'm actually going to try to go there again this summer since all the walls are done now, and I can actually go into what used to be Alexandria. But with that, I mean, they do have a lot of kind of back roady stuff surrounding it because it is southern Georgia. Southern or central anyways, I can't remember. But jumping into the next frame, now we have Daryl and Carol, then we have an unknown character who's being played by Stephen Merchant, who is an English comedian and actor. He took part in the original Office series because it was originally an English-British show, whereas, we had the American version, which ran for 9 seasons. The British version only ran for 3, but he was a part in that. And then I've seen him in Big Bang Theory, where he played a side character for a handful of appearances. And he's done a lot of things over the years. So he's a pretty well-known actor. He's a pretty steady working actor. And so I'm interested to see who he's going to play, if he's going to last. I'm going to guess probably not, because I've only seen him in a couple of the teasers where they've only had him be in a couple of frames. So more than likely, pairing up with Darren Carroll is going to get him killed. And that's what's really fucking annoying about some of this, where we get our main characters that are untouchable, but then they meet up with these people that are actually interesting and we enjoy their characters and all that, but then they just end up getting killed. And I'm really referring to Isabel in the first couple of seasons. I really liked her. A lot of people really liked her character, but then just to accommodate Carol coming back into it and with them moving on to a different location, they just killed her off. And it was just really done in a very poor way, very just not tasteful way either. It was just really weak sauce as far as writing, and I'm still pretty bitter about it. But jumping on to the next shot, we just have Daryl on a dirt bike because he gets a bike back again. Then we got him more or less kind of shotgun jousting with this dude. They're charging at each other with shotguns. It's a weird shot. It's a weird kind of thing going on because we got this other random dude also with a shotgun charging on a dirt bike. So we don't know what's going on here, and it's out in the deserts like we've seen the other shots. So they clearly don't spend too much time in London, England, which is, you know, a loss, I think, on their part. I think they could have done a lot more, but we'll see what happens. I just my expectations for the season are set very low, and it really sucks that it is that way, but just because the way the second season played out and really belittled the first season, my expectations are set very low. Then we get just a shot of Daryl here. I can't remember what he says in the voiceover, but it's more so how every day has just been a fight since this all happened, just fighting to live, things like that. Then we get our new title screen here, and they're really saying, and a lot of people have said this, that Daryl Dixon this season really has a Red Dead Redemption kind of feel to it, where it looks like we come across some kind of cowboy type characters. I don't know how I feel about that, but then again, I don't know how I feel about this whole series. I feel like they went into it with a pretty good premise and a pretty good story, then they just kind of disregarded it, and it's just an excuse for Norman Reedus to hop all over the fucking world with no real clear destination or story that they're trying to tell. And that's been the worst part of it all, is that they went into it, it seemed interesting, and then they just kind of snuffed all that out, and they're just like, well, we're just going to send him here, we're just going to send him here, and then we're going to do things that piss people off. We're going to introduce characters that people like, and then we're going to kill them off, and then we're going to move to another location. And it's just been my biggest gripe about this series, and I hate that I bitch about it, and I hate that I go into it expecting just the worst, because I really do like the Daryl Dixon character, and being that he is an original character, he was not in the comics. He was specifically made up for Norman Reedus because he had originally auditioned for Merle, and we all saw how that played out. But then again, Michael Rooker does such a fantastic job with the short time that he got with Merle that I can see why they did what they did. But just, it's been very lackluster and underwhelming as a series, and I really hope they do something to turn it around, because I don't want to spend my time hating the series. I'm going to watch it regardless because I'm just maybe foolishly loyal or whatever. But anyways, I guess I'll stop bitching. But if you enjoyed the video, you enjoyed my thoughts and my breakdown, please be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing, come back to the channel if you like content just like this. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.